Bosh the Josh, thanks for the Twitch Prime sub, man. I really appreciate that. I think Twitch should be fixed. Hopefully Twitch Prime is fixed. But anyway, I'm gonna have to get this started because we've got a show match at 9 o'clock. We've got a show match at 9 o'clock, which is in 35 minutes. Hopefully I don't pause this too much. Until then, this is gonna be. Am I scrolled all the way up? I am. This is gonna be Gamers 2 versus Exodus. You know the drill. Let me know what the volume is like if you want me to put it up or down. Garazon Dailai. I hope I didn't butcher that name. Thanks for the Twitch Prime sub, dude. I really appreciate that. What happened to Marky in Game 2? 3 against Reunited? He was almost beating more than Jazer. Marky's the Bean Man. Exodus were actually, well, previously they were called Vex Gaming. They were the very first team to beat the OG IBP with Gambit in a best of 5 series. They were the first North American team to beat IBP in a best of 5 series. They kind of showed up against them. But these days Exodus are the favorites against G2.
Which is not a thing I ever thought I would say about a team with Cronovi and Lachinio, two players who are known for being excellent offenders.
Hey, Matthias UC1. Alright, welcome to the stream from Chile. Show match? Yeah, we're going to do a 3v3 show match. What time is it? The time is 27 minutes past 8. We're going to be doing Scotland versus England in just over half an hour. Hey, Clydefield, thanks for the host, man. I appreciate that, buddy.
But it's going to be really exciting. G2 definitely needs to step up, and we talk about how important it is.
Hello, YouTube. Yeah, hello, YouTube.
Series, so it doesn't matter at the end. As long as you get those first 3 points, you take the victory. And G2 needs
for this game, Genesis, no, not Genesis, Gamers 2 against Exodus. We had Gamers 2 were playing live from TwitchCon. I don't know, I've not heard any of them talk about their setup, but when they do, I don't want to hear any of them complaining about their setups because they made the choice to go to TwitchCon and play. And in all honesty, it didn't seem like a bad idea because they were struggling online. And they've shown up to be pretty good on LAN. So I figured maybe that LAN environment would help them. E-Biggs with the regular subscription. Thanks, man. I really appreciate that. Welcome to the channel. Thanks for the support. How many Challenger 3 crates have I got? I've got none. I've not played Rocket League since the release. I've actually got my mum visiting me, so we've just been going out and catching Pokemon in town. I'm not even kidding. That's what we did yesterday and today. We've just been out catching Pokemon. Why do I say Gamers 2 and not G2? Oh man, another whole syllable. How dare I? But yeah, either way, G2 playing live from TwitchCon, but they are, of course, even though they're all sitting beside each other, they're playing with the online ping. Oh, what a finish. That's a good placement by Crow. And he's got the Cuxer Dominus. Looks like Overzero and Cuxer are both using the Cuxer Dominus, but no Alpha Boost. Excuse me.
Top right, upper 90.
Get my mom on as a color commentator? That seems like a terrible idea.
Coming out hot out of the gates. Took them 9 seconds to score.
We also watched Stranger Things. I watched Stranger Things with my mom the whole series, the whole season. And we watched 6 episodes yesterday, 2 today. It's been she's on holiday, so she's Aerial into the dodge for Garrett. Might have looked like freestyling, but he was really just trying to reach the ball off the wall. I did predict Gamers 2 to lose this. I thought they might get a game, but Exodus are the favourites by a long way. They've been looking really good online, and Gamers 2 have been looking very bad online. And I didn't think that playing live from TwitchCon would make much of a difference, and of course I always spoil the result, but yeah, it didn't prove to be much of a difference. Spoiler alert. You just want to say my voice is amazing. Thanks, dude. I don't know what to say to that. That's really kind. Do you think it's a bit weird how Flipside are the only ones who regularly use fake kickoff strategy? Yeah, I think other teams kind of just autopilot kickoffs. They don't really think about it. What a dunk by Lachinio. And he slams Garrett to the midfield. It's a good job by Garrett to slam, or Lachinio to just bump the opponent out the way when he's rotating out. a lot of players when they're rotating out of attack, they'll like dodge. But when I say dodge, I mean avoid. I shouldn't say dodge when I'm talking about Rocket League, because that of course means barrel rolling or front flipping or back flipping. But some players, they avoid the opponents on their way out when they're recovering back into their own half from attack.
He has an opportunity to drop it towards the net, and Kronovi can't
Krono-
quite get the redirect into the goal.
Is
Turtle
Kronovi
has a
up for
run under
this
the
far?
net, an opportunity to corner.
Oh,
Turtle looking to set
Kronovi
up for
thought
Moses,
Overzero
but
was going to
Kronovi
miss,
up
so hit the ceiling,
He has an
Overzero.
opportunity to drop it
Oh no,
towards the
Kronovi's
net.
just
Kronovi
last minute.
can't quite get the redirect
Kronovi
into
was
the
following
goal.
underneath.
Turtle
I was
has a
wondering
run
if
under the
Kronovi
net.
had like
There's
followed
nobody
that
in
whole
the
way.
backfield. It's going to be a tie game as Turtle puts it in.
I like
But yeah,
how G2's
when
committing,
G2
but committing a little bit too hard.
I
As
was
soon
about
as
to say I
Overzero
hate
went for
how
that extra
G2 is
touch,
committing. I mean,
G2 has a run under the
how in
opportunity
what
to
part
drop it towards the
part
net.
of this
Kronovi
can you
can't
possibly like about the commit? They're 1-0 up. Loller's like, yeah, I like the commit. I think what he means is like he likes that they're being aggressive, but this is not how you want to do it. Like Lachinio probably got bumped there because he wouldn't want to drive forward like that on the right side. Yeah, Moses bumped Lachinio. But either way, Lachinio is going to be 1v2
I like
because
how
Kronovi
G2's
just threw
committing,
himself
but
at the
committing a
ball.
little bit
I don't like
too
that.
hard. As soon as
I really
Overzero
don't
went
like
for that
Kronovi going
extra touch,
forward
I
like
think
that.
that was Lachinio on the side who pushed up. And I don't know if he was getting bullied or what.
Get Jazer
but
for
he
another
needs to be
1v1 or
back on
2v2? Yeah,
defense.
I
Big
will.
clears and
I will
easy
do.
breakaways was something that
Who do I reckon is going to win the mid-season mayhem? I don't care. Mid-season mayhem, what on earth? I don't know whose idea that was.
And yeah, like you said, we couldn't really see what Lachinio was doing.
They put like so much money into it, and still none of the teams care because they're just like all they want to focus on is going to the LAN.
Now, as we approach halftime, it's a tie game in game number 1. Turtle up to Moses, able to put it off the backboard. Turtle comes in to finish. Does it drop in? It does, and there's the lead for Exodus.
Was this an own goal?
Good 1-2 by Moses and Turtle. Moses getting up early. Turtle actually cleared that out. While Moses
It's a really good
was
knock
already
forward
on the
by
wall.
Moses, but Overzero and Kronovi
Recognition
again,
of
just in the same
recognizing
place,
where
and
his player
Overzero.
was in the field, and then
Good-
puts that back inside, but
good
then
recognition
still
of
not
recognizing.
leaving it to chance, follows that up and puts a
Hey,
shot.
Zippy Duda,
He
thanks
actually
for
got
the
a tip
sub,
on it,
dude.
and defense
Oh, it was a
almost
resub.
saved,
2 months in
but
a
just
row.
not quite
Thanks for the
enough to get it
continued
out.
support,
Good
man. I really
aggression
appreciate
going
that.
back out, and Exodus is
Welcome
back
back.
on top.
Should have been a draft tourney. That would have been way better. Draft tourney would have been so cool. It should have been anything but mutators. I don't know what they were thinking. Mutators seems like a terrible idea. Nobody watches mutators. It's not that fun. That was so nice by Overzero. Lachinio should have scored that. That really should have been another goal for G2. Overzero did such a great job. He completely mined out Moses, mind game Moses. I was going to say faked out, and I said minded out.
Takes a tap over the top, but
Oh, Garrett,
wow,
that's a good
this
shot.
pressure by Exodus
This
is
wasn't even a terrible
relentless.
clear by
One
Crow.
after another, Kronovi tries to get a clear and just doesn't play it downfield.
Lachinio's in no man's land,
Unfortunately for him,
though.
it plays it off the corner, comes back
Lachinio's
in, and leaves a
completely
shot
in no
for
man's
Garrett.
land.
You know
Not the
how
best
scary
game for
Garrett is with
Lachinio
those
right
shots.
here.
And Moses was sitting there in the box with no G2 players. He could have easily put that one in if the shot from Garrett had been anyway wide. And
Yeah, I like.
now a
It's
2-point
another
lead for
Lollerism right
Exodus.
there. Recognition.
G2, Kronovi
He
towards
recognized the
goal.
recognition.
Turtle is there into the corner, carries it away.
Another
G2 still
cracking
very
Loller
aggressively
meme.
positioned. G2, that's Overzero in the middle, had to make kind of a crazy save. He buys the time, though, for Lachinio and Kronovi to get set up, but Kronovi whiffs in the midfield. That leaves it for Overzero in the back.
Who do I think is the best player on
Not allow
G2?
this offense to get set up in the way they want, but it's still working out for them as Kronovi dribbles it down the field, gets it past Moses into the box.
Probably
and Overzero can't quite make the
Lachinio,
shot as Garrett gets
but
up, gets in the way, and pushes it to
he's
the
having a
side.
bad game
Defense
here.
by Exodus, as Gibbs said, is no joke. One of the best in NA, and the way they do it is with those rotations.
It's just because
As soon as someone comes up,
Overzero's
Garrett
lost all
rotates
of his
right back
confidence.
and puts up that
He just
50-50
doesn't play
even
confidently
if he
anymore.
doesn't get that, Moses
And
is immediately- or
Kronovi
Turtle
is playing
immediately right
way
behind him for the
too
next shot. They're doing
risky.
such a good job of keeping on the pressure, but then making sure to hustle back and make
That's
a
a
save.
bit of a waste from Kronovi.
Kronovi's in that one far
Bit
down
of
the
a
field.
waste. He had
Put away
time
by
to make a
Garrett,
first
getting
touch
the
there,
demo
or
under
he might have
Garrett
done
in
it.
the
It's
corner,
difficult to
leaving
tell
only
without
Moses
webcam being
in
how
the
it
back.
was, but I think he had time to
Very
take a first
solid
touch
play by
there
Moses.
and take a
Sends
better
it over
hit
to the side.
forward that isn't just going to get
On the
saved to the
backboard as
side
Turtle watches this
easily.
one. We're in the final 60 seconds. Moses sets it up high. Nice play by Turtle, knowing where Overzero was going to play that one. Moses now has it up in the
I
corner. They
think
might be able to put a ball on
Turtle's
the board
probably
here.
thinking, oh, I can't believe Overzero hit that towards me.
Shut down by Garrett.
F3 still the strongest looking team in the EU. Yeah, they are. They definitely are. Kuxer's looking really good. Marky has never looked better in defense. And when Greasy comes back, hopefully they'll be able to step up again. They did well with Jazer. Shout out to Jazer. He performed very well with flip side. Not easy to just step in. The flip side. I mean, Marky, Kux are probably the two best teammates you could wish for, but that being said, huge pressure on his shoulders to come in, Especially someone
12
like
seconds
Jazer,
left on
who
the
has so
board.
many fans
It's the final
who
countdown.
are looking at
And
him to see how
Exodus
well he's going to do, and then he
coming
came
out
and he did
strong
really
after a
well.
very
He
early,
played fantastically well.
exciting, aggressive push
Very
by
reliable,
G2. Exodus
scored
gets
some
down
great
to business,
goals.
puts 3 on the board.
Looked pretty
Able
good in
to take
defense.
Game number 1 here against G2.
Marauder is
An
basically a better
excellent display,
Octane.
but
I think people just don't like it because they've not got used to it.
in sync with each other than they did last week.
I mean, on paper,
And
Marauder is a
I'm
better
glad you bring that
Octane.
up. They
It's
look
got the
a
same
lot
turning circle and
more
it's the same size,
characteristic
if
of
not a
what
bit
we
bigger.
expect from them in previous matches. Their aggression coming out very
One more
early,
universal
that's something that we
decal.
see. I
Wouldn't
also like to see
wouldn't
that
have hurt
they're
for them
letting
to do that.
Luchino and Overzero
Wouldn't have hurt.
do what I think they should have been doing all along, which is allow them to pressure. You see,
Oh, I
Overzero just
really
throwing
hated the
his body in
overcommit.
fray
Sure.
and just getting extra touches and getting in the way. Causing that disruption then allows your best players, Luchino and Kronovi, to get as many touches on the ball as possible. And that's what you want. When you have Kronovi on your team, let him touch it, whether it be on defense as much as possible or somewhere in the midfield, because you know he's going to place it somewhere where you can go up and get it.
Well, you saw the very first goal that they scored.
Is he though? Is he? Are
Are
G2 actually that good at setting up shots? No, they're not. They're not. They don't set up shots very well at all.
That's the sort of stuff we know from G2. The sort of stuff we know that they can play. But like you guys all pointed out, Exodus's defense standing up strong here. The big
Exodus didn't even have to do anything in defense. They just got the ball hit into their half pretty predictably.
And there's a couple of mistakes here and there. You saw Kronovi had that miss in midfield, which
Did
definitely
you
changes the
host me?
momentum.
I don't know,
It
dude.
has to
I
do
actually
with
don't
the
know.
way that the
Dashboard
messaging
says I'm
is,
being
but
hosted by 0 channels, but that's not true.
Did it happen?
I don't understand. G2
I don't
put
think that
Wasteland in their lineup.
What?
this shouldn't be a surprise. If anybody knows G2, they'll know that this is a very, very standard pick for them.
Like, what is going on?
And G2 picked it. I don't understand what's happening.
They're the only team that has won on
Maybe
it.
Lawler and Wavepunk didn't know. I think somebody just whispered in Lawler's ear because they were like super surprised, and Lawler comes out with G2 are the only team that have won in Wasteland. I wonder if somebody's in his ear like, they've won in Wasteland. Stop being surprised. This is a good pick. Because G2 loves this app. They used to pick this a lot back in Pro League days, actually. Kronovi when he was playing Sad Junior. And Gibbs used to pick this map when they were undefeated on it for a long time. That's a nice shot. This should have been an easy clear for Turtle, but look at Turtle's positioning. He's just not in a good place. When the ball comes across, Turtle shouldn't be here. He should be more over in this side of the goal, so he can actually go up and contest this from a non-awkward angle. You see as soon as Turtle jumps there, he's like, whoop, I'm at the wrong angle. And he turns, but it's too late.
Gorgeous shot on net. Able to put them up by 1. Let's see if they can hold on to it this
Psionics picked it for them.
For like a good 10 seconds there. And I can just easily kind of
Is that true?
You start to second guess everything you're
I
doing.
wouldn't be surprised if
from
if
Turtle.
either is true.
He
Oh my!
puts it
And speaking of being out of
right
position
off
in
of
goal,
that kickoff,
Kronovi's
he
showing
puts
us
it
how
in
to
and
be out
ties
of
it up.
position.
Two
in goal as
characteristic
well.
of the earlier match that we just saw.
Oh dear.
Kronovi makes a
Kronovi is
crucial
trying to take a
mistake,
first touch forward. He just missed it
capitalized by
completely.
Turtle. As soon as he
They
took
never
that
got to
shot
Neo
on net,
Tokyo.
it should have been an easy touch.
Flying
It
car
was outside
farts to the
Kronovi,
Twitch Prime
but
sub.
I don't
You
know what's going
managed
on.
it, buddy.
Nerves or something.
Welcome to the
They
channel.
need to clear
Thanks
it
for the
up.
support, man.
Moses wins the kickoff, but countered by Overzero.
But yeah, the problem with G2 or for G2 right now is that they don't trust each other in defense. Like you often see two people going to clear the same ball, and look how direct they are when they're going forward. They're never trying to pass the ball infield, and like they lose pressure so easily, so easily. Look at this. The Exodus didn't even have to do anything. There was just like no pressure from G2. Oh my goodness. Well, I mean, again, you can call it a good read by Moses, but this is just very poor from Overzero. That's not a good clear from Overzero at all. He just hit it straight into the opponent. There's a good block by Moses. Moses did make himself really big, which makes it difficult for Overzero to hit it past him, but Garrett didn't have to do Garrett didn't have to do anything. Garrett was just like, oh, an open net, and he walked in. Like, that was just all Overzero beating it and Moses making himself big. Garrett was like, oh, open net. Fine. I can do that. I can score these. Close. Turtle doing quite well in the midfield.
Turtle drawing out two defenders, able to make that play. As soon as he plays off the backboard, the scariest part is
G2 just need to trust each other. Like, notice how often you have multiple people jumping for the same ball in defense, and they're way too eager to start counter-attacking. Like, look how close they all are. Kronovi's so eager to get forward here. He's basically in the same position in the pitch as his teammates.
Trying to make up his mind about which direction he wants
They
to
all
go. As he
are. They're
pushes
just all
up, he's
right
gonna
beside
push
each
up,
other.
Gets into the air first, puts it onto the backboard, but right onto the hood of Garrett.
It's like
He's able to
they
dribble
don't
this one out.
trust each other.
Garrett to the
Is
far
like
side.
that's
Wow,
the
things to
one
reset.
thing, the one
Ian
problem
Moses will be moving up. He
for
drops it
G2.
over.
If you had to
Sock
pick
Novi in
one
the air.
thing,
Doesn't
it's
go
because
for it.
they don't
Overzero
trust
now
each
who
other.
goes up the 50-50, drops it towards the box, and Moses clears it.
That's the
Beautiful quick
biggest
aerial
problem.
by Overzero as well. He was looking like he was going to get up to that one late, but able to jump, boost, and lean back, and then jump again. Is able to match that 50-50 and still keep possession.
Oh, don't do it. He does it. Oh, it doesn't quite go in. Can Garrett finish? He drops another one in. This team
no
play,
defense
the
at
way
all.
These guys pass
No
in the air
defense.
is beautiful. They're up by 2.
I mean,
Garrett and Exodus all together.
yep, what a
Turtle plays
beautiful
that in
attack.
first. Garrett
Look
just
at the
parks the bus
look
in
at how they
front
got
of
the
it
ball
and just
past the
waits.
organized
He
defense
knows
of
and has
G2
that faith of his team.
so fast. It all
By
happens
2.
so quickly. Look
But
at
in
this.
team play, the way
The
these
team
guys
play.
pass in the air is beautiful. They're
Yeah,
up
look
by
at that
2.
ball.
Garrett and
Unstoppable.
Exodus all
It's a good thing
together.
Kronovi
Turtle
touched
plays
it,
that in
or else it
first.
would have been a
Garrett
goal.
just parks
Oh
the
wait,
bus
it
in
is a
front of
goal.
the net and just waits. He knows and
It's
has
just
that
so
faith
bad.
of his team.
They really
And
just.
that's
I don't know if
so
that was
important.
just
Having trust in
bad
your teammates to make plays like that
set up
is
at
what allows them to
TwitchCon.
make these setups.
Eric McLeod,
This one
thank
has
you for the
Exodus
Twitch Prime
number 1
sub,
in the
dude.
power rankings right now as
Welcome
we're
to the
approaching
channel.
halftime.
Thanks for
They're
the
up by
support. I really
2
appreciate that.
over the reigning world champions.
The thing that people have to remember about G2 is that sure they're the reigning world champions, but they've never won any tournaments with this roster online. Oh, what a goal. This is a fantastic pass by Overzero. But you have to remember, Overzero, Lachinio, Kronovi have never won a tournament online. Never. They didn't even finish top 4 in the last RLCS group stage. They qualified for the LAN purely because they came first in the first qualifier with Gambit.
He might have even got that goal, but
So I don't know why
Kronovi's
people
not
expect so
gonna
much from
leave
this team.
that
They've never
open,
won anything.
slams it in.
They've never won a tournament.
And the way that Kronovi just excellent.
Kronovi's going to kick Overzero off the team and out of the apartment? I doubt that. I mean, I think it wouldn't be a bad idea switching something. They should probably switch up something. If it was me, I'd probably put Gambit in for Overzero, but only because Overzero is not playing confidently. And when he's not playing confidently, Kronovi doesn't trust him. Are they going to call this lucky? Don't do it. Yep, I knew it. I knew. It's not lucky. It's stupid. Lachinio just passed it to Garrett. Garrett's like, alright, thanks, dude.
Just getting kind of tangled up, and Garrett recognizes it immediately. Plays
That
it
was like
downfield very fast,
classic.
but then
Classic
reads that
own
second
goal,
touch
almost by
afterwards,
Lachinio.
And that pinch, like you mentioned, so fast, nobody's getting to it.
Minute and 50 seconds remaining. G2 again down by 2. Kronovi pushes this one into the corner. Moses gets it past Lachinio. He and Turtle moving up together. They just got to beat out Overzero. Turtle
But I
goes
think
for the demo. He
Kronovi's
gets
not going to
it,
bench
but
himself.
it took just long enough that
And
Kronovi was able to rotate
Lachinio is
back, keep it
probably
from
playing
crossing
the
goal.
best right now.
Now Garrett. leaves this one for
Like
Turtle. Actually,
from
both
what I've
players
seen,
missed. Still got
Lachinio's
pitched out
been
to
the
midfield, but
least
Overzero easily picks this one up.
unreliable
Goes to the far
of
side.
G2. And
Lachinio,
Overzero
Moses on
just
the
seems to
wall.
be
Moses
struggling
wins out, able to
with
drop it over the head of
confidence at the
2.
moment.
Kronovi rotates, sends it
So
around the
I would
corner.
say
120 left to go. It's
Overzero
Lachinio
step
and
down
Overzero
for
up on
Gambit
offense. Turtle
just
puts it in the
for
middle, gets it past
one
Lachinio,
weekend,
but
see what
Kronovi,
happens, because they
excellent
need
positioning,
something to change
keeps this offense
what they're doing is
going.
not working. It's
Plays it
like
out over the top of Garrett.
you've got a game
Turtle,
plan.
winning
You
the
try it,
50-50
it doesn't
Lachinio.
work. You
Overzero
try it
jumps
again,
when he
it
might
doesn't
go for
work.
drop
You
it.
try it
No, it's
again,
gonna be
it
clear
doesn't
from
work.
Moses.
So you got to change the game plan. I think they just have to change, get Gambit into the roster
Last week it just seemed like
for one
Lachinio was
weekend.
nowhere to be found.
Mid-season
You see the way
madness
they're
has
cycling
come at a
through
good
the
time for
players,
G2
applying some pressure, it just seems
because
to be
they are
not enough
struggling.
as
They're really
Exodus
struggling.
keeps they're like so relentless with it. Garrett playing it in the corner, and we talk about how it moves
Yeah,
back
Lachinio
in.
not
Those
having a good
balls are
series
so
right here.
difficult to predict.
You know, I said
It
he's least
bounces out
unreliable,
actually
but
in his favor, allowing
he's
him
not having a good
another
series here,
follow-up afterwards,
to be sure.
and then just
So I
again
think
cycle
Sad
through.
Jr. would
They
fit in
keep
more instead of
coming,
Lachinio.
and they
No.
won't- like, it's
The
so
reason
difficult to
that
defend
Sad
against.
Jr. and Gibbs got benched by Kronovi in the first place is because he didn't trust him. He didn't trust Sad Jr. He spoke out and said that Sad Jr. used to say stuff like, I've got it, and then miss the ball, and that just made Kronovi not trust him. So whenever you'd hear Sad Jr. say, Sad Jr.'s got it, Kronovi would be like positioning himself, getting ready for Sad Jr. to miss. And that's not good. You need to trust your teammates.
Much more tight, and their goals have been ridiculous. Exodus is still shutting them down.
Yeah, part of the issue too is I'm really proud of what Exodus is doing here. They're
Gambit
doing
hasn't been
proper
playing that
clock
good lately.
management.
I know
So
that
we talk
Gambit's
about,
not
okay,
as
you're
good
up
as he
by
used to
30, what do
be.
you
He
gotta
used to
do
be
to
the
make
best
sure
player
you
in
secure this
NA,
victory?
and
they
now
are
he's
really
probably
spreading
not
out.
the
Look
best
out
player
far
in
hard
NA.
on their-
But he's still
they're not
really
putting
good,
in that
and
constant
he's still
aggression.
Gambit.
They're not shadowing
Like
each other
Lachinio,
and following
Kronovi, and
up, but they are
Overzero,
taking
none of
advantage
them
the
are
mistakes
Gambit.
that are coming out.
Gambit
But
is
more
literally
importantly, since the ball
Gambit,
gets
so
on their
therefore
app,
he
be clear right back in, close
is
out this
probably
game,
a good
secure
pick
yourself the win.
to fill Gambit's shoes. Because he is Gambit. I mean, it sounds pretty stupid what I'm saying,
goal
but
for G2, who are now down 2 games in the series. They're on match point. Exodus looking to run away with this one. G2's got to change something up.
Exodus definitely gaining that #1 spot and living up to that hype. You look at Garrett alone, 4 goals, 5 shots. That accuracy is unbelievable. But the rest of his team involved, you see multiple assists from both teammates, lots of saves, everybody getting involved, and the same thing applying towards G2. G2 has definitely stepped it up from last week, but having to go against
No, they're
the
not.
power rank
G2 are not
community,
stepping up. They're looking just as bad. They're looking worse.
Absolutely. And I can't say enough, though, how pretty the team play goals have been from G2. When they're on point, both of these two games, those goals where they were just passing to each other, ridiculous plays. If they can keep up that sort of play, and I will say both of them involved Overzero with the setup. Overzero's been being very aggressive, forcing himself into that one position for offense. If he can, rein himself back in a little bit, allow himself to be the setup man. Let
Sorry for
Kronovi
typing.
and Lachinio take the shots, the ridiculous shots these guys can pull off. They definitely have a good possibility of pulling off a win.
Razor,
Right now.
Refive, thanks for the Twitch Prime sub, dude. I really appreciate that. Welcome to the channel. So good that Twitch Prime subs are now triggering the sub sound and the GIF. That's what I like to see. But no, G2 are not looking good. I was kind of hoping that the new scenery, them playing from TwitchCon, would change something. It would just make them feel comfortable, or maybe they could, get lucky, get a good start, because this was first game of the day for RLCS. The only game of the day for Gamers 2. But it just didn't happen.
Match point for G2. Set to take place on Manfield.
That's my opinion on Northern Gaming. They're very good, but they're still a bit inconsistent.
Nice setup, goes for the zone on the goalie, but no finisher was in from Kronovi. Nice setup again from Lachinio.
Do you think Rocket League will get to the point where players will move from EU to NA and vice versa? Yeah.
Keeping this aggression on, they got it back up onto the back. Overzero with no finisher was in from Kronovi. Nice setup again from Lachinio.
Code Runner with the Twitch Prime sub. Thanks, man. I really appreciate that. Welcome to the channel. Thanks for the support. I just wanted to see this shot again. This venomous strike from Kronovi. It's a good thing he jumped to get height on the ball and not just hit it straight towards Turtle. Like literally straight towards Turtle. It could have gone anywhere and it would have been better.
Nobody else was back because of that demo. And if
That should have been a
didn't
goal.
jump up quickly and get that hit, it would
The
have been
Kronovi
big
hit, I
trouble
mean.
as 2 players from Exodus would have been able to drive that downfield.
Lachinio and Overzero in the corner. A lot of ball control right now from G2 in this first minute. Garrett over to Turtle. 50-50 goes in favor of Kronovi. He drops it back towards the box, but there's the hard clear they need. Moses able to send it onto the backboard. Can he come in to finish? No, he gets
Kronovi got the bump on Moses, but oh my goodness, Garrett's shots are so good.
Placement by Garrett yet again, so crucial.
Not a great touch by
actually really
Overzero
good
because he
touch
dumps
that
it into the
bump
middle,
coming
not
around
to the
as
side.
well outside by Kronovi. Just
Rottweiler
not enough
with the
as
Twitch
pressure
Prime
yet
sub.
again.
Thanks, man.
Garrett recognizing
I really
that same
appreciate
shot
these
goes
subs,
up
guys.
and places
I thought
it
that it was
better
just going to
than
be like
anybody
one
else.
Twitch Prime sub stream.
At
Looks
least
like we're in
it
for
seems like
another one.
nobody touches this guy
thanks, I really
when it comes
appreciate
to
that
being up
support.
in the air.
G2 get the fast kickoff.
It kind of looked like Lachinio actually finished that one off, like it was maybe going to bounce out.
Unfortunately,
put it all the way
when
in.
Kronovi does that, the air dribble into the middle, it's really hard for one of his teammates to come in and try and turn his air dribble into a pass, because air dribbling as a pass is not that reliable, because you'll just end up pinching the ball between you and your teammate who's air dribbling, and it doesn't work very well. It's not very reliable.
Or on the wall, rather. Trying to push it through. They leave it when Kronovi.
It's just so predictable from G2. They're just so predictable. You see how easy it is for Exodus to figure out what they're doing. They never get taken by surprise, Exodus, except that one goal in the second game when Overzero passed it middle. You saw that took them by surprise. Well, actually, there was also Turtle's bad positioning, but that was less of G2 being good and more Turtle being bad. That was the first goal that G2 scored in game 2. Like, look, every touch is just so predictable. Exodus are always ready for it. Oh my goodness, okay, that was really well done by Crow. I'm surprised he won the race to the ball.
Continuous pressure from G2 definitely coming in as they keep winning those 50-50s, as you mentioned, and a couple crucial dunks coming in from Overzero, able to apply that pressure. You saw it lead to a shot by Kronovi, just not enough, but they still maintain possession until just about now.
Rob Wi-Fi, thanks for the Twitch Prime sub, man. I really appreciate that. Thanks for the Twitch Prime support, which of course for those of you who don't know, is exactly the same as a regular sub. From my perspective, it's just one of the freebies that Amazon Prime has got these days. On that note, if you do have an Amazon Prime account, and you don't do a Twitch account, I'd recommend that you make one. Make a Twitch account. Not a good save by Latch. Not a good save by Latch. He did good to keep it at the net, but he should have done better on the clear. See, Lachinio's so afraid to go forward because both Overzero and Kronovi are just beside each other. Alright, shooting, man. So close.
I like how Moses on that defensive drive earlier.
Can I show it to Aerial and cam settings? Sure, Greasy. Just for you.
Turtle to get back in net and then make a save, even though the shot wasn't on net. It's just subtle touches like that by your team.
Yeah, like I was saying, if you have an Amazon Prime account and you don't have a Twitch account, you should definitely make a Twitch account and link them up because you get a whole bunch of free stuff from just having an Amazon Prime account. You get a bunch of free stuff on Twitch, like exclusives on certain games. You get to subscribe to a Twitch channel every month for free, and you get emotes and cool chat colors and stuff like that. A little crown beside your name. I'm not sure if that shows up on stream. No, it doesn't. My CLR browser doesn't pick up the chat crown.
Touch from the other side, able to keep the pressure on. Moses pushes it through Kronovi. And then the 50-50 going in favor of Turtle. Puts it back into the box. Moses has the opportunity. Oh, he's not going to feel like he has a good angle, but just puts it back out to the middle.
You can see it happening. It's so obvious what's going to happen.
He doesn't think he has the angle, so why waste the opportunity? Waits for two bounces, plays it off the backboard.
Like
it draws both
everything takes G2 by surprise, man. Absolutely everything. Have you ever seen a more basic play?
You saw that from the
Have you ever seen a more basic goal? Wow, what a pass. Did not see that coming. Said G2. And only G2. Oh my goodness.
Smart by Moses. What a heads-up play.
Captain Obvious here. If they're in the chat, then they already have a Twitch account. But Captain Less Obvious, this will also be on YouTube. And people aren't logged in on Twitch to watch on YouTube.
2-0 for Exodus with a minute remaining. They can just hold on for 60 more seconds. They put another one in, making it 3-0. Exodus looking to run away with the series. Turtle just staying grounded, like you mentioned. Good pass up to Garrett, then right back down. But Kronovi and
that was quite a good pass by Garrett, to be fair.
Not able to get the touch, and good placement by Turtle. Back to the side. Good one.
Amazon Prime is literally cheaper than one subscription in Germany. Yeah, like Germany, France, Spain, Italy all get like great deals. They get great deals with this Amazon Prime Twitch Prime thing. We've got to stop calling G2 the reigning champions. They're the reigning champions of nothing online, and we're playing online here. This isn't a LAN. This is not the RLCS LAN. They're the reigning champions of nothing online. They've never won a tournament with this roster. They have won tournaments with Gambit on the roster online. So that's why I think that getting Gambit back for the online part of RLCS 2 would not be a bad idea.
But 18 seconds remaining now, still no points. They can't even break out of their own half. Exodus so strong in the first.
Yeah, Amazon Prime, Twitch Prime, great deal. Definitely get it. You get to subscribe to me every month for free. What else could you wish for?
Such a good job. G2 really waking up, but God, that team clear really well played, leading to a goal.
Oh, Lachinio can't do anything but watch that ball.
Exodus. Like,
hilarious prospect moment in Kings of Urban vs Genesis. Maybe I might do that later.
But then recovers immediately, takes a
Kronovi
shot
just,
over the
you
top.
gotta rebound that, man. You can't just get under the ball.
If there's any, that's just such a good summary of the series right there. Garrett getting the play.
It's just really disappointing. Like, I remember I watched this on one of my monitors while I was playing. I think I was playing World of Warcraft and just watching this on the other monitor, and I was just like, no, G2. Like, I knew you were gonna lose, but that was pretty bad. That was pretty bad.
Looking so much better than they did in game.
You think you find the problem Overzero? It's not just Overzero, it's a whole team. They don't trust each other. They overcommit in attack. They leave mostly Lachinio, but sometimes Overzero, sometimes Kronovi. They leave one player alone at the back, way overcommit with two people and a 0% chance to work play. And then their guy alone at the back gets outplayed and they get scored on. Like, they get counter-attacked a ton because they don't know how to consistently pressure. Pretty much every time they're going for the ball, they're trying to score with that play. They're like, how do we get the ball from where it is now into the goal as fast as possible? That's what I feel like is going on inside the head of G2. Like, how do we get the ball from here into the goal quickly? They're not thinking, How do we stop the other team from getting the ball out of their half? Which is what they really should be thinking. They should just be thinking to themselves, how do we pressure without getting the pressure turned around? And if they can do that, they would have much less inconsistency. But right now, all they're doing is thinking, how can we score as quickly as possible? Which is not the right question to ask when you're playing Rocket League. Unless you're like losing by 2 goals and you're 20 seconds left. G2 are just too predictable.
And of course, we see here the Wasteland.
Kiwi Magic with a Twitch Prime sub. Thanks a lot, my man. Welcome to the channel.
Like, oh man, that was beautiful. I was loving that. But they just could not get the offensive going. They only had 1 goal per game. And Garrett had the same
Over zero, what are you doing? The near post,
angles,
sucking him in.
the, G2 goalies.
But G2, they've got so much pressure on their shoulders. You can understand why they're beating it so badly, is because they have so much pressure on them. Everybody expects them to qualify because they're the world champions. So everybody expects them to qualify. But they've never been good online with this roster, so it's just a shame that they couldn't take their LAN victory and then ride that momentum into qualifying a second time.
I think Exodus, I don't know if they're just that amazing right now, but
yeah, I'm going to be streaming for a bit. In 5 minutes, we're going to be starting the Scotland versus England show match. Cerberus, thanks for the Twitch Prime sub, man. I really appreciate that. Welcome to the channel. Thanks for the support.
But this game showed like how strong they can be. Now, of course, G2, they were at TwitchCon. They probably weren't practicing that hard for this game. They probably got a little lucky, too, that they only have 1 game today. So that could have been a factor, but Exodus looks really strong. And those top 2 spots are really...
They can't, no, they can qualify, sorry. It just doesn't look like they're going to at the moment. I'm believing less and less.
And it's also another huge indicator we're going to find out just a little bit more about Exodus because of how
I'm becoming less and less of a believer in G2 qualifying. I want to help them qualify, hopefully. But it's hard, like, I mean, it's just so obvious when I watch these replays. All I can say is like, well, they need to stop going for shots that are never going to work. They need to stop going for challenges that are never going to work. They need to start trusting each other in defense. They need to give each other more space on the pitch.
2 weeks of league play. What do they need to do to turn things around as league play progresses?
Lucky for them, they have 2 weeks to work it out, because next week is a little bit more fun, like mid-season mayhem. We'll see how that goes, and they'll probably have fun with it, but they really need to start grinding, because like to make top 6, you're going to need at least 2 wins, maybe 3, because the head-to-head tiebreaker might come involved in there too. So
yeah, what Gibbs is saying is very true. Not only the head-to-head tiebreaker being bad for G2,
probably due to the move, plus now they're at G2, or sorry, at TwitchCon.
they're also, it's like every other team in the league's beating each other and they're losing to everybody, so they probably need 3 wins out of the last 4 games just to qualify, and they still have to play Kings of Urban, they still have to play Genesis, they still have to play Vendetta, I believe. They do still have to play Deception, who are overperforming at the moment. Any thoughts on the Squishy scandal? Well, if what is being said is true, then Squishy messed up, and hopefully he can learn from that and not do it again. Constampy, thanks for the Twitch Prime sub, dude. I really appreciate that. Welcome to the channel.
Versus Exodus, a premier matchup in the Rocket League Championship Series.